Let's get started with our VMware deployment of the OVA file for Turbonomic 7. In vSphere, under vCenter, we're going to say deploy OVF template. You have the choice to either deploy from a URL, or in this case, I'm going to grab the file locally off of my hard drive because I've downloaded it off turbonomic.com. Choose your OVA file, click on Next, select your location, the name of the machine that you want to call it. This, of course, is going to be completely customizable by you. Any folders or resource pools that you want to select as part of it, choose your cluster. We're going to select our size. I'm going to take all of the defaults here. So we're just going to review, make sure everything is as we expect. Understand the difference, whether it's thin provisioned, what the size will be versus thick. It's a 1.2 terabyte thick provisioning. We accept the license agreement. I'm going to go with thin in this case. You can make your choice. Choose your network for the virtual machine. It's going to select DHCP in my case, but I'm going to actually set a static IP address when it launches. So I fast forwarded a bit to the actual complete launch. Let's log in. So if we open this up, first you log in as Turbo. It's going to prompt you to change your password. The default password is vmturbo, all lowercase. Let's set a complex password. So we put in our old password, set a good complex password. Make sure you keep this in a password vault or store it wherever you have a safe place. Once you log in, you also need to reset the root password. So let's do an su space dash prompt for the new password as well as the old. Old password is vmturbo, according to the documentation, if you actually download the PDF. Now we're going to reset. So we've got both our root password and our turbo password. Always use turbo for all the activities you're about to do. So you can see we've exited out of the extra shell. We're running turbo. So we're going to sudo nmtui. So this is actually configuring the network interfaces. We've got one network interface that's attached to this virtual machine. We're going to go in, I'm going to set it to be manual, whereas it was DHCP out of the box. You're going to assign your IP address. This, of course, will be based on your own internal network. This is your internal network, including IP address and the mask. So make sure that you're using the /cider format for your networking. Choose your gateway. This is, of course, also going to be completely localized based on your network. Set your DNS servers. Always ideal to have a primary and a secondary at the very least. In this case, I'm going to set mine. So I've got 2 here. Once we're complete there, there's nothing else that we need to customize. We just go ahead and tab your way down until you get to the OK button. And we're going to accept the changes that we've just made. We're going to exit out. And then we want to restart the networking. So for that, all you need to do is type in systemctl restart network. This reloads the network. Of course, you've got to log in using your root credentials, which you just set. So make sure you use that password you just recently reset. Make sure you can ping your gateway or something on your network to identify that you've got correct IP networking and routing set up. And now we're ready to begin the next step. What we're going to do now is go ahead and we're going to set up our Turbonomic Kubernetes internal clustering. So you run a single shell script. So you can either do sh or dot. It's /opt/local/bin t8c.sh. So you just run this. Don't run it as sudo or root. Make sure you run this as turbo. That's it. You can see the script is already started. We've got all of the orchestration is already pre-baked in for you, so there's nothing you need to do other than wait. The whole process takes around 20 minutes. So you can see we fast forwarded and we're going to double check to make sure that everything ran okay. This is about 20-25 minutes later. Because it's Kubernetes, we're going to use kubectl in order to check. So we do kubectl get pods -n for choosing the name Turbonomic. And you can see here, we've got a whole host of different containers and pods that are running. You can see they're all set 1 out of 1 running. That's confirmed that we are good. We want to check also to make sure very specifically that we have our load balancer running, because that's what's going to be our external face for the actual Turbonomic appliance. So we do the same thing, kubectl get services -n Turbonomic, and we're going to grep for load balancer. This is case sensitive, or if you did a grep -i, Oh, there we go. So we can see that we've got an internal IP address, which is internal to your Turbo appliance, and the external interface. So that's it. We're actually ready to go and begin the next step. Let's pop out to our browser. We can open up the IP address, or if you've got a DNS name attached to it. There is no password set at the beginning. It's going to automatically log you in as an administrator. Create a complex password. Confirm that very same password. Store that in a vault or wherever is a secure place for you. Turn on, you can accept to allow the analytics to occur. Very helpful for us at Turbo to make sure that we're getting utilization and analytic information. Completely safe. And that's it. Now we begin by applying our licenses, and we're ready to go.